2, 3. What's that? Yeah. All right, thank you.
Soren Baker, the touchdown maker. Can you turn off all the mics? Because we're live on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned. It's about to go down. Welcome to the ZOWHAT morning show here on Dash Talk X. Dash Talk X is the premier radio station, talk station on Dash Radio. You know what we do. Every week we hit you with something. You under dig? We hit you with something, some kind of topic that is designed to get you thinking. And of course, I put together a crew. We won't have Jeff Brown today. Jeff Brown's daughter, he had to go to her school, take care of some things. Jeff was fully prepared to be here to rant and rave, but that's all right. We still got a crack crew in the building because today's topic is gonna be nuts. But you already know what it is. I'm Zoe Williams, aka the voice of reason. I got my squad in the building, and before I even get into the topic, man, I gotta cover some things. Total package energy.
Yeah.
Kevin, put that bottle back, man.
He's a swiper.
He is, man.
Swiper.
Put it back, man. Total package energy, man. I've only got 7 bottles remaining. That's because
And he ain't coming up off of 7.
I'm not coming off of none of them,
with that
man.
bullshit.
I can't come up. Listen, I can't come off of none of them.
Yes, you can. You won't. There's a difference between them two words,
Listen,
brother.
you can still go to totalpackageenergy.com, the place where the greatest energy shot exists. All right? It's an energy boost, neural enhancer, stamina sustainer, antioxidant, 0 carbs, 0 sugars, 0 crash, 0 jitters. If you're an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, a limo driver, a truck driver, a cab driver, shit. If you just driving your kids to school in the morning, you need total package energy. It's the best energy drink in the world. I put that on my life.
As you should, Zoe.
Damn.
As you should.
Go to Total Package Energy. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Total Package Energy. Did Kev return? Good.
Nigga,
Because Kev be stealing.
nigga, one may come up missing.
All right. Then, of course, I got my homeboy in here from Pasadena.
What up?
You already know what it is. He's from
About to-
Pasadena. His name is Hassan McCullough.
About to get ready to run the hill today.
He's one of the best personal trainers in the game.
Better than Kevin. You only can box.
In your dreams, nigga. I kill you with half
Anyway.
a workout, nigga.
I might have to, you know what? I might have to work out with you just to see, because I've worked out with Kevin before.
No, you
He does the
haven't.
boxing stuff. That's not my
Nigga,
guy.
I'd kill you, nigga. Literally
Oh,
destroy
okay.
you, nigga.
Oh, it's like
in 30 minutes, nigga.
Okay, you mean like do one of your workouts?
Yeah,
like
one of my
I'll be
workouts
dead?
would kill you in 30 minutes.
Nah,
nigga.
I don't think so, Kevin.
You haven't done my workout. You do 2 punches and lay on the ground, nigga. You don't
That's
know
right.
what my workout is like.
That's all. That's
So
all
you
I got
don't
for
know
you.
shit about my workout,
Hey,
nigga.
Kev, that's all I got for you. That's all I got.
2 punches.
That's all I got.
That's all you got.
I
nigga.
got 2 punches.
You get some energy from weed juice when you do Kevin's workouts. You know.
Tell us about weed juice, man. Where can people get it? How do people? What's this sweet lemon?
Oh, the sweet lemon. That's a new thing that I try to.
And scene.
Lemon helps spread the juice life and stuff. So I'm trying to put the lemon in the juices to get the vitamin C. It's that time of the year where everybody gets sick. So
Pear,
need more
celery,
vitamin C in
and
our
lemon.
life. But get the
Intriguing
juices from
combination.
weedjuice.com. OUIJUICE. Apply the ZOWHAT code to get 20% off all day, every day. The weight loss, the turmeric shots, the black magic, the strawberry ginger shots are all available.
Wow.
Please support weed juice.
You know what? I like the black magic.
Oh,
You
I
know
thought
why?
you said you didn't like it.
I'm just saying, it don't really taste like nothing.
Don't. It's just like lemon.
No, it's not quite like lemon.
You didn't taste the lemon in that?
I told you it's charcoal, so you should call it barbecue water.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying.
I think Black Magic went with better than the barbecue water.
No, barbecue water. You know how many black people will buy it?
Well, listen, maybe I should put some sugar in it and call it sweet barbecue water.
Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue water?
Sweet Baby Ray's.
Hey, man, listen, I'm not one to tell you how to run your business.
But let me tell you. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue water?
Yeah, that could be the lick right there.
I'm trying to tell you, boy.
Don't they have a Sweet Baby Ray?
I was about to say, a Sweet Baby Ray don't come for you, nigga.
Yeah, they already have a Sweet Baby Ray.
Okay, Sweet Baby Ray Charles. Barbecue water.
No one can see it.
No one can see it. No, Weed Juice, man. You got to go. You got to support it. Also, I need everybody to go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com, and pre-order your copy of The Holographic Relationship, my new book that's coming out. Soren is going to be writing the preface.
Yes. I look forward to it, Zoe. I'm going through the notes you provided already, man. So, getting that ready to tee that up.
This shit's about to be crazy. And then my special guest in the building, Soren Baker, the touchdown maker.
Yes, sir.
That's what we call him on the basketball courts.
Yo.
You guys heard me.
Of the Palisades.
Of the Palisades.
AKA, and also Santa Monica.
And Santa Monica. He got a filthy bank shot that if you're not paying attention,
it's going to rain on him.
It's going. He going for the bank shot. Okay.
Talking shit about it, too.
Hey.
That's what's up.
Soren Baker has a new book out. First off, if you don't know who Soren Baker is, Soren Baker used to write for The Source, among other places.
Yes, sir.
But Los Angeles Times?
Yes, sir.
Where else?
Man, I've written for the New York Times, Los Angeles Times, Chicago Tribune, had a little brief dalliance there with the Washington Post, Baltimore Sun, but then, I wrote, I was one of the main editors at The Source for more than 6 years, wrote for Double XL, worked at Rap Pages, so I mean...
Soren got me in The Source.
Yeah, man.
He did an article on me in The Source.
Hey, man, I'll try to look out for people, man.
I'm just saying, man, it's not a game. Soren Baker is the real deal when it comes to hip-hop history. A lot of hip-hop historians and hip-hop artists fuck with Soren. Chuck D, Ice Cube, Snoop, all types of folk, right?
So why don't you tell them who gave me quotes for the back of the book, man?
Okay,
that'll just make it official, like
let's see.
You the whistle,
the
man.
DOC, Exhibit, Ice-T, Big Les.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, wow. He's got a new book out called The History of Gangsta Rap. Yo, we want to cash mob the homeboy Soren Baker. Been down with Soren for many, many years. Got a brand new book out. You see it right there on the screen. Listen, when you guys hear me talking about the screen,
thank you, sir.
Dash Radio listeners, just know that I'm broadcasting live to my YouTube channel right now. I'm shouting out the YouTube channel. I just showed them a picture of all of the products that we mentioned. If you want to see us live in studio, all you got to do is go to my go to my YouTube page, www.youtube.com/the ZOWHAT show. All one word. Subscribe. Get down with your brother. We about to talk about some real hip hop shit today. If you're just tuning into the ZOWHAT Morning Show, here we go. Soren.
Yes, sir.
Kev.
I'm here.
And my dude, Hassan.
We here.
Today's topic. Oh, yeah. Kev.
We're going to continue some boxing in a minute, nigga.
That's all right, Kev. I don't owe you. I don't owe you a promo.
Continue some boxing in a minute.
Boy,
nigga.
you better get your shit together now.
Better get your ass downstairs.
Now, people can't talk to you. Now, you can't do this without being on the mic, man.
Well, this is the LeBron Schools the Don shirt. So get over there and check it out.
This guy.
I like that, man.
That's a nice shirt.
Thank you.
But can't nobody on the radio here. You got to describe it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is LeBron schools to Don. Basically,
you want to speak into the mic?
Baby Donald Trump is sitting on LeBron's lap. He's teaching him how to spell no collusion. So get on over to bossbabytrump.com. Cop one of these. Also, I got the Thug Life Baby Trump shirt. And I just got the new Fuck You Say Naga shirts in the Real Naga shop. So get over to realnagas.com. Check it out.
I like it. I like it. I actually like the one where Donald Trump has the diaper on.
Oh, this one?
What is it? What is it? Thug Life?
Thug Life, yeah.
I like that, actually.
With his cell phone.
We in the building, ladies and gentlemen. The ZOWHAT Morning Show is live. Today's topic is Mumble Rap, a byproduct of Gangsta Rap. Gosh, Gangsta Rap used to talk about drugs and hoes and bitches, gangs and guns and violence.
Still does.
And misogyny. But these new mumble rappers sound like drug addicts.
Yeah, I think that's a big step.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we went from slanging dope to using dope. It's like Pookie. It's the Pookie culture.
That lean.
But, it's interesting, though, when you go back and look at it, people like Public Enemy, EPMD, even on Dope Man with NWA, a lot of these artists, they bemoaned drug use. They dissed people that did drugs.
Exactly.
And they made that on prominent records. Public Enemy,
Night of Living Bassheads.
That's a video. That wasn't an album cut. That was a video where they were basically saying, doing drugs is whack. And EPMD, sniff blow, hell no. Now dudes rapping about doing lines.
Right.
Even Dr. Dre on Express Yourself.
Yeah.
He talked about not smoking weed.
Give you brain damage.
Yeah.
Then he comes out with the chronic.
Yeah.
Don't smoke weed or stress.
No.
Jeez.
So even Rob Bass, it takes two. Don't smoke weed or can't stand sex.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
Yep.
So it's littered throughout rap history from the 80s. Too Short, It's Your Life, talked about the dangers of using coke. And this is not something, just the fact that we rattled off these 6 or 7 songs and all these artists are gold or platinum artists that we just referenced. So this was not an obscure group of artists that were commenting on the ills of drugs. These were among the most popular, if not the most popular artists. So you have Public Enemy, you have Too Short, you have EPMD, Public Enemy. These are, main artists, Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. That was
BDP.
Yeah, BDP, of course.
Yeah.
So, it's an interesting evolution, and I think it's, one that, for me, is unfortunate because I've seen, growing up, thankfully not through family members, but I've seen a lot of people basically graduate from drinking to smoking weed to doing coke, and I literally saw that evolution of their lives just go down the drain. And that's obviously not an isolated thing to my experience. That's just people. And that's why I've never smoked, drank, done any drugs of any sort ever. So one of the many reasons why. But that was seeing that started in middle school, man, that really showed me what really happens, man.
Is the coke game big in rap right now?
Is coke big in rap?
Shit.
Has it ever not been in rap?
Everything is big in rap right now in terms of drugs.
Yeah,
what are you
man.
saying? Everybody doing everything right now. This is an opioid culture in drugs, in hip hop right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even. I remember back in the day when Screwston was big and they were making a big deal about dudes doing lean. And I remember dudes coming to interviews with their cups or what have you. And now that's just, not even a big deal.
Well, that's what I meant. I know that the lean is big right now. I didn't know the coke game was still.
I think not from my experience, but if you go back and look, you can see a lot of dudes, in the headlines, they try to not promote that, of course, but you've seen some rather prominent rap artists get arrested with a little bag. And if you Google it, I'm sure you can find some pretty quickly. But these are some of the biggest artists, and they definitely got caught out there with a bag.
Man, well, I got questions for today's show, and I'd like to ask a few.
Let's do it.
You
That's
know,
what we're here for.
soon as I get this young lady the keys to my heart.
Yeah.
I got questions. True or false, gangster rap most definitely has a problem with women. And it's one that needs to be addressed in a real way. How do we deal with that, Soren?
Well, I think
misogyny, disrespect of women.
Well, I think I do agree gangster rap has a problem with misogyny. It always has. I would also argue that that's a societal issue. It's a world issue. So, gangster rap in particular needs to, in my opinion, do a better job of respecting women. But at the same time, if our society doesn't respect women, if the world doesn't respect women, now we're looking at gangster rap as a focal point, which it needs to do a better job. And I think I've always thought it was interesting, and this is something we can talk about, but I always thought it was interesting and odd, and I understand the reasons, but, there's a lot of songs paying homage to, the grandmother or the mom. Yeah. And these same artists then turn around and disparage their baby mamas, their wives, their girlfriends, and using and referring to women in any imaginative, derogatory way that they could. But then they hold their mother and their grandmother, at least in song, maybe not in reality, but at least in song, they hold them on a pedestal. And 2 or 3 songs later, or maybe even a verse later, they're out there, disparaging women. And this has been the case through rap history. And it's very disappointing to me because I think artists should express themselves however they see fit. At the same time, this has a legacy and it has ramifications. Like, your words are powerful, and, it definitely doesn't help build self-esteem for women, for girls, and it doesn't also set a good example for the millions of young men around the world that are listening to you and taking what you're saying verbatim.
But I would argue that women are as misogynistic as men are in hip-hop.
I agree. They refer to themselves and others in as derogatory ways as the men do.
No question.
But that's a sad evolution. But I think that off the top of my head, that seemed to have really started with the Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown wave. Yep. Because prior to that, you had women that were, MC Lights of the world, the Queen Latifahs of the world. They were more, even if they weren't exactly championing women at the time or in a song, they also weren't talking about no good hoes and tricks.
No good bitches.
Yeah, that type of thing. So
bitch.
I think that changed, that changed in my opinion, with the Foxy Brown, Lil' Kim wave, and it hasn't looked back since, unfortunately.
There's high quality women out there right now calling each other bitches.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Every day. Somebody probably listened to this show.
There's high quality out there, women right now out there listening to gangster rap, mumble rap, and reciting the lyrics, calling each other bitches.
Yeah, and I think it's I always try to look at things when it comes down to it, and I'm having discussions with people. What's the benefit of it? Like, how does any woman benefit from being referred to in that term? Like, I've yet to hear a compelling argument to say, what?
It's not.
Okay, it's no benefit.
Right.
Okay. End of discussion.
but there's a double standard.
Of course.
Yeah.
If you running around calling yourself a bitch, a hoe, a slut, Amber Rose,
right?
She has a slut walk.
Yep.
If you run around this motherfucker and you endorsing pussy slanging,
right,
then you get mad if a man say you's a pussy slanger,
right?
Wait a minute, you're besmirching the quality of my being, but didn't you put your pussy on display?
Yeah.
So there's like this double standard. And then let's blame hip hop. But I also think misogyny is existent in film. Clearly. I think misogyny is existent in religion, in other forms of entertainment.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
other genres of music. Yeah.
It's a societal, worldwide issue. And it's obviously with all entertainment trickles down and is a reflection of society and a reflection of what's going on in the world. So if women have this acceleration of women not holding themselves up or not valuing themselves, then that accelerates when it comes to entertainment, because the entertainment is the filter back into the world of what's happening in the world. And when people are aspiring to be Lil' Kim or Foxy Brown, or more recently the Cardi B's and Nicki Minaj's of the world, then that's what we see.
What do you think of Nicki Minaj?
I think she's the best female rapper ever.
Really?
What?
Ever?
Yes.
What?
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Better than MC Light?
Yeah.
See,
nigga, wait.
first off, I was waiting for this part of it. I was going to
Better
wait.
than MC Light?
Wait, hold on. I was going to wait for this part of the conversation. Because,
talking about?
listen, me and Soren have gotten into it numerous
And
occasions.
Soren is Aries, so it's hard for me.
So no, I'm just saying we
Damn.
we dispute because he thinks the greatest male MC of all times is LL Cool J.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I like him though.
So
he dope. But
so
the greatest of all time?
of all time.
He is. It's not really even
LL
close
is the
when
GOAT?
you look at it.
So again,
It's not even close.
it's not.
This is what
Oh my
Soren
God.
does.
Yeah, Soren is
Okay.
tripping right
See,
now.
before we even go there, hold on. We got to before we gonna come back to
This
that.
book got some snatching script.
Nah.
Before we
Scratch his snap on here.
before we even go
It's
there.
sponsored by Facts.com. You can go there. And the co-partner of the release is TheTruth.com.
Wow.
That's the two sponsors.
All
Yeah.
right, Aries is with the bullshit right now.
Hey, man. It's called Facts.
Wow. Listen,
Call
let's
facts
come
.com.
back. Let's come back before we even get into that.
Yeah.
Number one form of hip hop, in my estimation, is gangster rap.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the most powerful, most influential, most dominant, and most lasting form.
And it's
of
been
the
that
genre.
way for a long time.
I would argue at the absolute latest, you'd want to say 88, but really
From there on.
from there on. But I would also say, if you want to argue, which you could really argue with Schoolie D in 85. That domino,
Schoolie D.
that domino basically changed rap forever, because when Schoolie D, he had been out before, but when he put out PSK, What Does It Mean in 1985, Gucci Time on the B-side, that changed rap because, and I explain this in my book, The History of Gangsta Rap, make sure to pick it up, please. But the bottom line is, when Schoolie D put that out, then Ice-T called Schoolie D. This exclusive story is in my book, never really been told before, but it's in a lot of detail. But Ice-T basically tracked down Schoolie D and called to play him 6 a.m. over the phone
Because of that first line.
to basically say,
Yeah.
you influenced me.
Right.
I just want to make sure it's cool that I rock with my song.
Right.
So I have all that. I talked to Ice-T in the book extensively. Schoolie D's all throughout the book. Schoolie D gave me an exclusive piece of art that he drew in the 80s that he had never used, and it's in the book for the first time. So, when you have this basically 3-song evolution of the genre with Schoolie D, PSK, What Does It Mean, then Ice-T with 6 a.m, then Eazy-E with Boys in the Hood, those 3 records coming out back to back to back, that changed rap. And I put that in the book, and I talked to Dana about this, is that, yeah.
I'm sorry, Dana, I dropped you from Maverick Records. Okay, finish.
Yeah. But
During my A&R days.
the point being is that, people like Dana Dane and LL Cool J sustained, but Dana Dane, Curtis Blow, Houdini, the Fat Boys, all these artists were doing it. Run DMC were doing extremely well, going gold and platinum. But once that wave started with Schoolie D, then Ice-T, then Eazy-E, then NWA, then Compton's Most Wanted, then DJ Quick, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, all the artists on Ruthless Records, the game's never been the same since. And, you look at just gangster rappers, and I explain this also in the book. Look at Snoop, Cube, Ice-T, and Dr. Dre. There's arguably not even 4 people in all the rest of rap that are iconic like those 4 dudes.
Right.
Because you have LL, you have Queen Latifah, and you have Will Smith, and there's no one else. Just gangsta rappers, there's 4, and there's only 3.
Wait a minute. What about Heavy D?
Yeah.
No, come on, Zoe.
Come on now, don't
Be facetious. I'm talking about the iconic. I'm talking about the iconic.
Heavy wasn't an
He is
icon?
dissing niggas right now.
No, I'm saying when you look at the level of what they've done, Heavy D, nah.
What?
No,
what?
what did-
Seriously?
Absolutely.
Heavy D?
What did name it? What did he do that is on the level of, let's just start outside of gangster rap? How is Heavy D on the same page as LL, Will Smith, or Queen Latifah? Please explain. I'd love to hear this. Please.
Wow.
At the beginning, Heavy D was the game, and especially
At
when,
the beginning.
At the beginning.
Well, since rap on record started in 79, is that when Heavy D
no,
came out?
no,
okay,
no,
so
no,
right
but-
there, you're wrong.
but-
So continue.
But the popularity of it, though, he was at the beginning of the popularity of it.
No, he wasn't. Years
He
later.
was right in the.
Yes,
he
he
was in the
was.
80s mix.
He was in the
I was
80s
listening
mix.
to the nigga.
Who was
I
out,
was right
who was
there
out
listening
first?
to the nigga.
Houdini or
Mr.
Heavy D?
Houdini.
Who was out first? Run DMC or Heavy D?
Run
DMC.
DMC.
Okay, we
Curtis
got our,
Blow or Heavy D?
Well, yeah,
Blow.
of course.
These are all
I mean,
artists
Mr.
going gold and platinum. He wasn't at the beginning.
But
That's
no,
what I'm saying.
He wasn't
Mr.
at the
Big
beginning.
Stuff.
He
Okay.
wasn't at the
Well,
beginning.
that's what was stated. So I'm just correcting that for the listeners.
Yeah.
So continue.
But at the beginning, I wasn't saying
You
exactly
didn't mean
at
the beginning when you said the
No,
beginning.
not like the beginning of it, but at the beginning of its popularity, Heavy D was.
That's not
right
true
there.
either. But okay,
He was there.
We just proved that with Curtis Blow, Run DMC.
at the beginning.
No,
of its
he's saying at the beginning of Heavy D's run,
Okay.
he was at the top with the rest of the guys that were out during the time he came out. And he was.
And because you don't like him, don't mean that.
I
that
didn't. When did I say I didn't
He
like
never
Heavy D?
did.
The
I never
overweight
said that.
lover.
Your whole,
I do.
Yeah, the overweight lover.
Sitting in the
Mr.
room
Big
with a
Stuff.
smoking jackets
Mr.
on.
Big Stuff.
I'm your Mr. Big Stuff.
Come on, man.
We got our own thing.
The fireplace is burning and my girlie is warm. Trying to make my move. So gently I kiss her, whisper in the air, tell her that I missed her. Come on, man. I know Heavy D.
Okay.
Don't.
So,
Come on, don't go there, man.
And
So-
then he was a cat that never even had the curse to put out a rhyme.
He was dope.
That's not factual either. He had a song called "Don't Curse," which
was the
had a lot
record.
of profanity on it.
But he didn't have to curse though. That
didn't have to, but
most
they
of his,
did.
Most of his shit was not cursing.
Okay,
And he-
wait a minute. This
because
is
he
what
made a song called "Don't Curse" doesn't mean he had to curse.
I know there's
Even though he
two-
did.
Listen, there's
But that's
two
okay.
Aries signs in here. So you motherfuckers is going to be battling. Y'all got to stay with me.
Hey, man.
Because they will go back and forth. Stop it.
Damn right.
Now,
Shit.
let me ask this then.
Yes, sir.
Did gangster rap give birth to Southern rap? And did Southern rap give birth to mumble rap?
Gangsta rap did not give birth to Southern rap because we had the Shadies and MC Shadi,
MC Shadi from Miami.
Atlanta.
And then he went to Atlanta, right?
He's in Atlanta.
That guy right there. I
And you
remember.
had the Two Live Crew, of course, which started on the West Coast, but then rose to prominence in Miami. And those artists were not, gangster. So, and even the Ghetto Boys in their initial incarnation, which I discuss in the book, they had a song called Car Freaks. This is before Scarface was in the group as DJ Action. So, no, it didn't. Gangster rap did not birth Southern rap because at the time, and also, Zoe, as you were well aware, and the rest of our esteemed panelists also are, it wasn't called gangster rap in the beginning. It was just more street rap, street reporters, reality rap, that type of thing. So it wasn't even labeled as such initially. But once it rose to prominence, then you see the title come in, which was named by the media, which I explained in the book, The History of Gangster Rap. That's a term the media created, which the artists don't like. And I had MC Ren, DJ Quick, CJ Mack, Paris, Cormega talk about that in the book also, because it's created by the media and it's not something that the artists embrace. So, well, most of the artists that are labeled gangster rappers do not embrace the term gangster rap. They refer to themselves as street reporters or reality rap. And that's an interesting distinction as well.
And wait, I'm going to come back to Heavy D.
Okay.
You want to come back
Heavy
to that?
D, Michael Jackson, Jam. Heavy D in Living Color. Heavy D was Heavy D, my nigga. Front on Heavy D. We can't front on Heavy D, man.
I ain't got nothing but love for you.
Yeah.
Got nothing but, man, Heavy D was big time, man.
He was big time.
We can't front on that.
Yeah.
So
I'm not disputing that. I'm just not, he's not in the same category. Nah.
So listen, if you're just tuning into the ZOWHAT Morning Show, Today's topic is Mumble Rap, a byproduct of Gangsta Rap, a more in-depth look into the world's most influential genre of music.
Yes.
AKA hip-hop.
Yes.
And of this genre of music, you would have to say that Gangsta Rap is the most influential aspect of hip-hop.
Absolutely.
Now, hip-hop started off in a positive state. Let me ask you the question.
Well, remember,
who had the biggest impact? NWA or Public Enemy?
NWA, by far. By far.
Gosh, that hurts because Public was huge.
No, I love Public Enemy. They're one of my favorite and one of the best rap groups of all time. But when we want to look at the impact and the legacy, it's not the same thing.
But why is that, though?
It's because, first of all, there's a few layers to this, which I talk about in the book, The History of Gangsta Rap. New York is a xenophobic place as far as the rappers. So when you start with that perspective, you're already alienating 49 states, and you're also alienating Yonkers, basically anywhere that's not one of the boroughs. Mm-hmm. So once you start doing that, and
everybody else is Bama.
Yeah, basically. So when you start doing that, you're already isolating basically the rest of the country, and you're looking down on them. I'll never forget this, though. When I was a kid and I read Spin magazine, they had an article, and literally when I read this article, I was so discouraged that they had a lot of the prominent East Coast rappers from New York, some of your favorites, some of the icons, and literally the quotes that were attributed to them, if you had said a Klan member had said them, the way they were talking about the West Coast rappers and their fellow black man, dude, you would have literally thought a Klan member had said this stuff. The way
I'm going to say this.
It was astounding.
I'm going to say this and I'm going to end mine. I'm from the West Coast. Public Enemy had a bigger impact on me than NWA.
But that's individually. That's not a collective.
I'm just saying what I understand is Public Enemy was the first time I ever heard Farrakhan's voice.
Right. Yeah.
I had never knew who Farrakhan was until I heard Public Enemy.
Me too.
You dope dealer using your fame as a DJ to sell drugs.
What?
I said, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Jesse Jackson. All that shit was on their records.
Absolutely.
And that to me says that the blowing up of gangster rap was on some purpose shit. They didn't want that conscious rap to blow up like it should have.
Okay, let's run through some record
But it
labels.
blew up now.
No,
but
Public Enemy. But right at that time, when gangster rap and conscious rap was hitting it, they blew gangster rap up.
Let's run through the labels.
Rap started to fall.
Name some conscious rappers. Name them.
Name some conscious.
Just
rappers.
name them, because I want you to be the one so I can explain a few things. So name them.
KRS-One.
Okay, stop. KRS-One.
Brother J.
KRS-One was on Jive Records. Who owned Jive Records, though?
I forgot.
A white South African.
What?
You said
it's true.
Jive Records. Okay, next one you said X-Clan, who was on Island Records. Who owned Island Records?
I forgot.
A white man from London. Okay, continue. He also put out Bob Marley. Next artist. Keep going.
Everybody in Jungle Brothers.
Jungle Brothers were on Warlock Records, which was initially on Warlock and then on Warner Brothers. Warlock was on.
That's what I was talking about. So all the cats in Zulu Nation.
I remember that. Yeah.
Zulu Nation. So if you want to say African Bambaataa, that was on Tommy Boy
Tribe
Records.
Called Quest.
Tommy Boy Records, which was owned by Tommy Silverman.
I remember that guy. Yeah.
Was he a white guy? So?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he was. Okay. Next one.
But
Tribe Called Quest is on.
What's your point by saying that
white people pushed conscious music is what I'm saying.
That's not what I'm talking about, that they're on white labels. I'm talking about
they pushed and promoted it and tried to get it popular.
They don't own no media
but
companies.
You know what?
They don't own media companies to push that shit.
But I would say as a former A&R person.
They don't.
I would say as a former A&R person, labels push what's hot.
And what's popular.
And what's popular.
People.
It's not like they sit down and go, you know what? The black community needs something positive.
So that's what I'm saying.
And we're going to sign this positive person here. They could give a fuck less.
So the same applies for gangster rap.
Right. So if positive comes in and
sold 10 million records,
sold 10, they'll be like, okay, here we go.
That's why Public Enemy was so popular. They sold 1 million records with It Takes a Nation of Millions and then Fear of a Black Planet. That's why they were promoted. That's why they toured with you
So the
too.
genre of conscious rap, which there pretty much is none right now. You trying to tell me that shit wasn't?
That's not true. First of all,
Wait.
What's the famous conscious rappers right now?
What's your point, Kev? Because I'm trying to follow you.
That gangster rap was blown up on purpose, and because conscious rap was out there, and it was becoming such a big thing, with especially melanated people. When you got gangsters getting together and doing all in the same gang and that bullshit.
I remember
they're trying to raise the consciousness level of niggas in the hood. Man, they wasn't trying to have that shit.
And
So
let
me fuck with you real quick though, Kev. I was there for All in the Same Gang. Broadway, who produced these beats right here that we're listening to. Broadway produced a record on the All in the Same Gang album.
The compilation, yes.
They went and filmed the All in the Same Gang video at the Nickerson Gardens.
Yeah,
we were all there.
I talk about that in the book, The History of Gangsta Rap. I interviewed D. Barnes about making the video, making the song, and the legacy of it.
I was there, man. I had a leather jacket that I had Will Smith, Eazy-E, George Clinton, Hammer. I had everybody's signature on it. Ooh. And I wound up throwing away the fucking jacket.
So...
Whoa, nigga! You know how much money that be worth?
I had everybody's autograph on this motherfucker.
How much money that would be worth right now?
I don't know, nigga. I wasn't thinking. I was
not thinking, nigga.
But
at all.
No, I was there, and let me just say this.
Also, you should also speak on the fact they had giveaways. Reebok was giving away gear, backpacks. Talk
all
about it,
in the hood,
because it's in the book. The History of Gangsta Rap.
They filmed the video. Because that was kind of the West Coast response to
Stop the Violence.
Stop the Violence, KRS-One's movement on the East. Listen, man, what I know...
All promoted and pushed by white companies, by the way.
Yeah, whatever sells is what they push. Now, to get your point...
I'm not talking about race. You bought race in it.
No,
you didn't.
Hold on, Kev.
No, I didn't.
Kev, because I want to speak to your point, too. Your point, Kev, is there's a conspiracy to push a certain kind of agenda through the music.
Yes.
Right?
And I didn't say white people. I did not say white people.
No, you said the corporations and made it. You insinuated it.
I didn't insinuate anything.
You implied.
You implied it. I didn't insinuate shit.
Well, what I did was I skipped a step and just showed that what you were arguing.
No, you skipped the motherfucking canyon, nigga.
Okay.
You skipped the motherfucking canyon. Okay. I didn't say, don't put words in my fucking mouth.
I didn't.
God damn it.
Shit.
God damn it.
Nigga, what the fuck you think is gonna happen, nigga, when motherfuckers start talking for me, nigga? What the fuck you think is gonna pop off, nigga? Fuck you think you talking to, nigga?
Kev, always... Hey, Kev, I'm gonna throw it back to you. Because I need to understand what you're saying, Kev.
You know what I'm saying, nigga.
No.
Yes, you do. We talk about this shit every goddamn week.
Kev, I want more information.
Yes.
So, Kev, hit me to this right now. Kev, there was an article that came out. You remember this article? And I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe you can help me.
The secret meeting article?
The secret meeting.
Yeah.
Now, you're a journalist, and I want to know if Kev read this article. Did you?
I never heard of it.
It's a secret meeting. Tell them about the secret meeting article.
The gist of this situation is that there was some secret meeting of the record executives at some point, I think in the mid-90s, though.
Yeah.
And basically, it became some initiative to promote gangster music, gangster rap, and to promote and exploit negativity in the black community by black artists.
Right.
And
who wrote the article?
I don't know.
It was one of those early articles that mysteriously appeared on like newsletters and stuff because no one published the article.
So no one actually published it. So it's not like Vibe or some shit like that.
Or at least not to my knowledge.
What's the name of it again?
I don't even know the name.
But if you look it up, the secret meeting.
Yeah, secret meeting to promote gangsta rap or something like that. I'm sure you'll find it online.
Right.
But as I was trying to illustrate, if there was a conscious, purposeful decision to do this, I find it odd that the record companies that, other than at the time Columbia and Sony, which had Public Enemy among others, which were owned by Japanese, The rest of them, in general, were owned by white men, some of whom were Jews, some of whom were just white men. And they all promoted dudes that were pro-black, Afrocentric, and got them to platinum, to gold, got their videos on BET, got their videos on MTV, promoted them very extensively. So to have these same companies who kept promoting these same artists, by the way, to then have some an objective and initiative to promote negativity. Tom Silverman, for instance, on Tommy Boy Records, he encouraged Coolio to make his big song. He
Gangsta's Paradise?
No,
which one?
Fantastic Voyage.
Fantastic Voyage.
He encouraged him to tone down the gangsterism of that song, to change the lyrics, to make Coolio and Tom Silverman have talked about this. He had Coolio, because if you remember, Coolio was in the Mad Circle first.
Yeah.
Coolio also had Sticky Fingers and County Line were his songs coming out. Mm-hmm. And then for Fantastic Voyage, according to Coolio, according to Tom Silverman, because remember, he said, ain't no blood and ain't no crippin', ain't no punk ass nigga said tripping on,
right.
on Fantastic Voyage.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, a lot of the song was like that. So he changed the lyrics to make it more universally appealing. So he changed him from promoting negativity, as the story goes, which is also consistent with what Coolio did on Colorblind by Ice Cube, if you guys know the song from Death Certificate. What Coolio did on Ain't a Damn Thing Change album by Dub C and the Mad Circle, which came out in 1991.
Stop 1 second. I just heard the Colorblind driving up here.
Phenomenal.
People don't even know that that's Coolio.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Coolio was banging. He was banging on that Colorblind record.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what I'm getting at is, it's just always struck me as odd, this theory, because you have, using Coolio as an example, a guy who rose to prominence, who's from Compton, who's a gangsta rapper, and then who changes his career to become a pop rapper, commercial rapper, whatever you want to label him, starting with Fantastic Voyage, where he was encouraged by the label to tone down the gangsterism of the song to make him more popular.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was a white man that told him to do it. And then we see Coolio selling all these records and becoming, arguably the biggest rapper at the time.
He was huge back then, yeah. He was huge.
If that is one instance of a label that also sold and promoted Queen Latifah, De La Soul, Naughty by Nature, Africa Bambaataa, House of Pain, Paris, for instance, the Black Panther rap, Zoe.
Yeah, Paris.
These are all on Tommy Boy Records. De La Soul came out and was upset as being called the hippies of rap or the hippies of hip hop or whatever. And then it's their fourth album, Stakes is High. Gun control means using both hands in my land. They were promoting conscious rap, and that's one of their, if not most acclaimed, one of their most acclaimed albums. And that came out in 96. De La Soul came out in 89. So it's like, their stakes is high. They're talking about all the ills that are going on in the music. Remember that song? They're in the Dave is in the laundromat talking about, I'm sick of all this stuff happening, all this negativity. This is on Tommy Boy Records, owned by a white man, and they're promoting it. So what I'm saying is, did these labels push and promote negativity? Absolutely. Did they also push and promote positivity and education?
Yeah.
Yes. So they promoted it all, to Zoe's point. And I remember this really stuck with me when Phife said this. Phife said he was upset, and this is when everybody was dissing Jive Records, because Phife was like, well, I don't understand why they put all this promotion into the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and Britney Spears and not in the Tribe Called Quest. And I'm like, first of all, Tribe went platinum. That's pretty big. But as a business, if you remove emotion and you remove everything other than the business, if someone's making you $10 million versus $1 million,
you put the money into the $10 million artist.
If what you promote is what will make money. That's in business. Marketing, dude, is the major part of business.
That's why Jive Records promoted Britney Spears, the Backstreet Boys, and NSYNC.
But we're talking about conscious rap and
it applies to the exact same thing. This is what I'm telling you. It
know what I think we're missing?
There are major super conscious rappers that the music just kills gangster rap. They don't promote that shit, though.
But you're
that's
right.
Not true.
Well, let me just say this. You're right
That is true.
You're right about the quality of the music. But I liken quality, conscious, dope-ass rap. I liken that to jazz. Jazz is the least selling music art form that there is. The reason being is because the average listener doesn't understand what a chord progression is.
Right.
Or doesn't want to listen to instrumental music.
So, right. So the higher the quality, the smaller the audience, I believe.
Not always
because it's not because we live in a keep it simple, stupid culture.
But Public Enemy was one of the most popular groups, to your point.
But again,
but rap has always been an outlier for that argument.
But that was when you talk Public Enemy. First off, when you talk Public Enemy, they came in at a time and with a sound that was so in reverse of what the fuck was happening.
Right.
And then on top of that, they had one of the greatest voices
with Chuck D
in hip hop history, period. So Chuck D is your lead man, and the music is totally inverse of what's happening. So they just bum rush the show.
So what y'all trying to tell me? There's this power elite structure that's known that there's institutional racism that's meant to keep motherfucking niggas down in this damn country.
Absolutely.
So you trying to tell me that didn't apply when they saw that niggas were about to come up out of the situation they were in through a new genre that they had no control over? They said, well, again, how do you not say, okay, well, if I can't have control of it, I can have control over one half, over the fucked up half. I'll put all my money behind this shit. Very little money behind this shit, and the money that you're going to put behind
I
the
just
most
gave
money.
You a dozen examples of that.
A dozen examples,
nothing.
But a dozen examples, nothing. There's a gang of fucked up whack songs that get played over and over and over and over, and you just by hearing that shit, you go and buy that shit. It becomes a hit.
I agree with that. I agree that there's some level
in business. Whatever you promote, you put money by it. That's what's gonna make money, nigga.
So
that's a business law.
So I get what you said.
I get that too.
And it's not either or. I think it's both. I think it's both.
I agree.
I don't think it's either or. I think it's both. Because I know you take someone like Kendrick. Kendrick is conscious.
Consciousness light.
Sometimes.
It doesn't.
Nigga died.
It doesn't matter. Kendrick is conscious.
Okay, if you say so. I don't think.
I think he's moved away from that.
Yeah, you feel me? Like he's not a gangbanger.
Common is conscious.
But I think Common is conscious.
Yeah, they promote him all the time.
So
really?
So when we look at
the white labels he's on, really?
Hey, look at Kendrick. Kendrick is man, that dude right there. That's a hybrid, futuristic. He just fits right into the Andre 3000s and the little lane of avant-garde, left-handed weirdness. But again,
left-handed weirdness.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's different.
So don't compare me to another.
So, and I think he's a perfect mixture of the hood and of artistry.
And I talk about that in the history of gangster rap because, Kendrick, I'd say from Good Kid, Mad City and earlier in his career was much more political, much more talking about street stuff in an explicit, overt way. And basically, when you look at it, obviously, if you watch his videos, you can tell, and his interviews and different things, you can tell what side he's affiliated with, but he's also not out super promoting what gang he's in and all that.
Right.
And when you go back and you look at Ice Cube, it's a very similar thing. Ice Cube wasn't saying what neighborhood he was from or whatever. He also wasn't, other than a few notable exceptions, most of Ice Cube's songs are not him saying, I'm the one doing this.
Right.
He's rapping from a third person outsider perspective.
Yes.
Whereas Schoolie D, Ice-T, NWA, by and large, these dudes were saying, I'm the menace. I'm the one doing it.
I'm doing this.
Ice Cube, other than rare examples, did not do that. Kendrick Lamar is the evolution of Ice Cube in that regard.
Yeah.
But he's gotten away from it after the last real example of this, in my opinion, of Kendrick's career is Good Kid, Mad City. After that, he got away from it and, in my opinion, became less political when you want to go through and examine his lyrics and what he said, on Section 80 earlier material versus what he said, I guess starting with To Pimp a Butterfly.
Why was he losing money talking consciousness?
Was he losing money talking consciousness?
No, I don't think so.
I wouldn't say so, because Good Kid, Mad City has a lot of political commentary, and that by far, not coincidentally, was on a major label again. But
The Blacker the Berry,
yeah,
Sweeter to Pimp a Butterfly was radical in a lot of ways.
But that song that you mentioned in particular, The Blacker the Berry, is very incongruous to the rest of the album. Sonically, thematically, everything. It literally doesn't sound like it belongs on the album. So,
Man, this is cold-blooded. Listen, you're listening to the ZOWHAT Morning Show. I got my homeboys, author Soren Baker, author of The History of Gangsta Rap. If you don't know who he is, do your research. Smart guy, been around the hip-hop world for many, 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 many years, man. Connected to a lot of the players you think are the G's in the game. I brought him in here. I disagree with Soren on a lot of shit.
He does.
And we've been disagreeing for years on the basketball
Since
court.
the 90s.
Since the 90s. Like, Soren, get the fuck out of here. We've been doing this for years, man. But you know what? I love having divergent perspectives and different kinds of conversations, man, about the culture we created. Mm-hmm. I love that shit. You know what? I want to open up the phone lines because Soren and I disagree sorely on this. Who are your top 5 greatest MCs of all time? Who are your top 5 greatest gangsta rappers of all time? Who are your top 5 greatest hip-hop groups of all time? Who are your greatest lyricists of all time? You're listening to the ZOWHAT Morning Show on Dash Talk X. Caller, you're on the line. Tell me what you want to know about. Who is it?
What up, Zoe? What up, Kev?
What up, bro?
What's up?
This is Mike. Kev, I met you off of La Cienega that one time.
Oh, what's up, man? Oh, what's up, brother?
You meet random people on the street, kid?
Yes, I saw him.
Wild ass kid.
What's up, bro?
I've called in a couple of times. I called in from New York and I called in from Guadalupe the last 2 times. And my name is Mike. I can give you top 5 MCs.
Your top 5. Let's go. Make it quick.
KRS-One.
Yes.
Black Thought.
I approve.
Nas.
I approve. You fucking up.
Common. Okay. One that you guys might not.
Common, I'm on the bubble.
Okay. Well, now this is top 5 MC because of the ability to go off the top anytime. MC Super Nat.
Bubble.
Okay.
Fucking up.
How many? We have one more.
That's
right?
one more, and you fucking up if you don't say this name.
Okay, Razzcast.
Oh, okay. You gotta go.
Now,
fucking up.
I had to bring one thing because you guys.
I love Razzcast. I tried to sign Razzcast when I was at Loud Records.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him a deal. He took my deal and took it to priority.
Oh, shit.
So
Patchwork Records.
One quick comment, because I heard it being said that business promotes what sells. I think that business also promotes what is the social order of the day.
Okay. I could smoke a bag of that.
Okay.
I could definitely smoke a bag of that.
So what's the term that you guys talk about on the show, which is when you control both sides? You have
the Hegelian.
Okay. Yes, a hand controlling both sides.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. If we want to talk about documentaries that sell, they haven't been promoted. We all know Hidden Color sold crazy, was not promoted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another movie that sold but was actually taken out and tapered. Spook Who Sat by the Door.
Right.
Okay, so I listened to the show. So I pulled the gems. I want to just drop those gems you guys are giving up.
Hey man, I appreciate your top 5. Thanks for calling in. I don't agree with them, but I appreciate them.
Yeah.
Well, it was quick. You had a quick.
I got you.
Black Thought, Nas. Those are the top 3.
All right. Well, thank you, brother.
Thank you, yes. So.
All right, caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Caller.
Zo?
Yeah, this is Zoe. Who this?
Hey, what's happening, Zo? This is Alon.
What's happening, Pimp?
Man, man. What's up, Zo? What's up, Kev?
What's up, bro?
man?
What's up, bro?
Goddamn thirst, man. I rocks the dragon more because I'm a goddamn dragon.
That's
boy.
right, boy. Dragging off, baby.
Yeah, man.
So,
But,
drag on.
okay, so check this out. My top 5, man. I don't know if y'all gonna smoke this, but you know I'm gonna rock with it. All right, top 1, Nas. Next one, Corrupt. Rakim. Tretch from Naughty by Nature, and shit. The last one is a tough one, man. But I'm gonna have to say Tupac.
All right, well, shit, man. That's your top 5. And like somebody said
I fuck with the
a
Nas and the
moment ago,
Rakim.
I fuck with Nas and Rakim.
Yeah, I fuck with that. Those two.
And Corrupt is hella underrated for sure.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, one more thing, too, man. I want to add to that because I was dropping some heavy-ass bombshells, man. But I remember I was told this by an elder, and then listening to you for so long, you and Kev, man, y'all solidified this thought that I had but check this out, man, and see if y'all agree with this. But every 10 years, every decade, it seems as though the hip-hop transforms. It seems that, like in the 70s, it had a pure art to it, to where it had the capability of transcending this message to get us up and over these obstacles. And then the 80s, it started to get like a little party vibe. Then the 90s, that gangster shit started kicking in that revolutionary shit. But then in the 2000s, it seemed like it got compromised mainstream to where we got this shit right now. So, you know, I think the powers that be is manipulating, and just like my man said earlier on the call, he took the words right out of my mouth. The Hegelian dialectic principle, man. They have this shit mapped out. They didn't expect it in the beginning, but then when it started to catch that wind, that's when they was like, okay, shit, we got to do something about it. Almost like the Haitian Revolution. 1797. They wasn't thinking that some Negroes on that island was going to start burning shit. But then when 1804, when
Toussaint Louverture.
Yes, no. The real, they call him the emperor. The real emperor. Not Toussaint. God damn, I'm going blank.
It's all right. That's what she said.
I know y'all know, but when that brother came, because after Toussaint was detained and eventually was killed, they had that one brother, and then when that brother was ruling Haiti, he was saying Kupa Tek Bule Kai, cut off their head and burn their house, and they didn't fuck with that. But then 1810, the house Negroes and coons sabotaged them because they was able to infiltrate, because the Spaniards, the Italians, the English wasn't able to fuck with them, because they had to learn the system. But before that, what was our secret message? Our secret message was voodoo. Words of the wind.
Yes.
So now, our words of the wind is being manipulated. But, you know, I won't be long-winded because I know they're going in.
You've already done it. You've already crossed the line, but it's all good. It's all good, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, famo.
All right, brother.
Okay, Hassan.
What up?
Your top 5 right now.
Oh, shit.
Because me and Soren are going to argue. I already know.
Oh, shit.
All right, so Tupac. I like Ice Cube. I like LL. Who else? Not Biggie, sorry. Oh, I like
what?
I don't like. I like him, but
cool. I mean,
listen,
to each his own. Yeah.
I like him.
This nigga said not Biggie out loud. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So yeah. So what did you say? Tupac,
Ice Cube, LL. I mean, I have to listen to rap all the time, man.
One more. Shit.
Oh, one more?
Yeah.
I don't have one more. Let me think, man.
All right. Well, I'll come back to you. Kev, your top 5. I already know. I already know some of your top 5.
Biggie and KRS-One is actually at the top both for me. But Biggie, KRS-One, Nas, Rakim, and My toss up. Damn.
None of you niggas can get to 5?
Nah, I can't do it. I don't like too many niggas like that, man.
Talib Kweli, throw your guy in.
Nah, hell no.
That's your guy.
Nah, hell no. I like Talib. Hell no.
As much caping you've done for Talib, that's your guy.
I mean, if I had to throw another one in there, maybe be Tupac.
What about Heavy D?
What about it?
Great callback on the comedy side. What about Heavy D?
What about it?
Exactly.
All right,
good
your
rapper.
top 5.
Exactly what?
I like Public Enemy too.
Well, that's
put
Chuck.
that.
So Chuck D.
Chuck D.
Okay, cool. What about yours?
I don't have a top 5, but I would say the top is LL. Karis One's number 2.
Wow.
Ripping.
And then it would probably be Cube and Scarface.
Oof. Okay, well,
You know.
that last 2 was strong. Cuban and Scarface. That's
Karis
you
One?
know what?
No Karis One love?
No. Of course.
Okay.
A lot of people, man, don't really know where to put Scarface. He was so goddamn great.
Still is.
One of the greatest
Still is.
storytellers.
If y'all
One of the-
haven't listened to his Deeply Rooted and Deeply Rooted Reloaded, please do
One of the-
yourself a favor.
So one of the greatest storytellers, one of the greatest voices, most recognizable voices, one of the greatest lyricists.
Yup.
I mean, Scarface, man.
And he also
Shit.
brought in a way that really hadn't been done before, a way of looking internally at emotions and your own doubt and self-hate in a way, paranoia, all these things that Scarface did on a creative level that hadn't been done prior to that, and definitely hasn't been done, in my opinion, on that level since before, during, or after Scarface's career, and it's still going on. So,
That
I mean,
motherfucker was amazing.
he still
That's-
is, man.
I can't even-
He's still amazing.
I can't even, nigga, shit. Scarface? Whew. Yeah. Okay, mine.
I already
KRS.
I already know yours.
Rakim. Nas. Kane.
Big Daddy.
Mo D. You can't put LL
Hey, man.
Thank you.
over Mo D.
You
just cannot.
Lily, livid, luscious.
You cannot do it. And I
all
know
good.
we've had this conversation a million times on the basketball court. See, what happens is we want to add in the body of work and the platinum plaques.
I don't want to add in platinum plaques. I'm just talking about the actual music.
Cool Mo Dizzle. And I'm talking about just MCing, lyricism. That's like, that's all I'm talking about.
I mean, he's clearly a phenomenal artist. He's one of my favorites. He's one of the reasons why I love rap. I listened to Treacherous 3 and then his solo career. So, I mean, he's definitely
Shit.
one of the reasons why I love rap. It's Kool Moe D.
Come on, man. Like, we playing games right now. Who's your top 5 group? I know you got a top
Well,
5.
Outkast is number 1 as far as groups.
Ooh.
I really haven't. I haven't really, other than that, group wise, I haven't really.
Shit.
gone
Outkast
through.
is better than Tribe.
I was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear the Love Movement?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes.
Did you
They
hear
love
Beats, Rhymes, and Life?
They just got tired.
Hey, man, all I can do is judge you by what you put out.
They
That's
got
not my-
tired.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Go back to they
Outkast
bomb
quit before they got tired. Shit.
Hey, man, it's like Ray Lewis, man. You walk out with a chip, you know? Walk out with a chip.
You gonna say Outkast? Who wants to argue this? Outkast is better than
Tribe Called Quest.
than Wu-Tang.
Oh, Wu-Tang. Oh,
Nah,
God.
it's not. No.
That's not easy.
So name 4 Wu-Tang albums that are as good as the Outkast first 4
Why we got to
albums.
go all the way to 4?
I'm just asking.
Why can't I just go 36 Chambers?
Well, because I would argue you could pick several Outkast albums that at the least are as good as 36 Chambers.
Equimenize.
Well, Equimenize is
is
amazing.
Probably the best rap album
Yes,
made,
Lord Jesus.
quite possibly.
What?
Now I'm agreeing with
Okay.
Equimenize is incredible.
See, that's the problem.
I gotta agree with him.
Okay, I gotta
It's
ask this
phenomenal.
question because the chat room wants to know.
It's phenomenal.
Listen, the chat room wants to know.
Let it be known.
How do you deal with the fact? Because hip hop is intensely personal to black people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's our baby.
I know this.
Like that's our baby boo. Hip hop is our baby boo. That's our baby boo. But nobody say nothing bad about hip hop. I would kill him. You know how black people are about shit they create?
Man.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with being a white guy and being an authority on hip hop? Do you get any pushback from black folks? Because you getting pushback like a motherfucker in the chat room.
Oh,
the chat room is like, who the fuck is Elvis? How did Elvis get in here?
It's all good.
So don't ever bring Elvis back to this motherfucker. So right now they mad. I need to know how you deal with that.
I mean, the thing is I love it, and I come from it from a place of love. So my opinions may be different, or I may like certain things or gravitate towards certain things, but this is also some, I grew up in Maryland, right in between Baltimore and DC, two of the main chocolate cities in the country. Mm-hmm. So I've had this experience of being embraced as a little kid from my love of rap by people that knew me and that grew up with me. And then it wasn't really until I left Maryland and went to college in Cincinnati that I experienced this other side. Because when I would go to basketball camp in and around Baltimore or DC, all the kids were like, we'd be watching Rap City, and I was literally always the only one that could rap every single song. Like when Rough Rhymes by King T came on, and I was rapping every song.
Don't mention, that's my boy right there now.
And I was rapping every song, every lyric, and knew the samples and all this. All these dudes from DC in particular were looking at me like, yo, man, how you know that song? I'm like, I love rap. They're like, you do. And so it was a different thing. Like I've noticed most of the time when I get criticism, which, sometimes is often, it is what it is, man. But it's like, if people want to discredit me because I'm white, then that's their issue, not my issue,
Right.
So it is what it is.
All right, well, here we go. Callers, you're on the line right now. We want to know, who are the greatest MCs of all time, in your estimation, your top 5?
So before we do the one questions, though,
yeah,
if anyone other than me on this panel over the phone or whatever would have said that 3 of their top 4 is KRS-One, Scarface, and Ice Cube, I think he would say that's reasonable.
That's fair.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
So there you go.
Where do you put Eminem?
He's much lower. Much lower.
Much lower.
Much? Top 10?
Nah, he wouldn't be in my top 10.
You wouldn't put Eminem in the top 10?
Mm-mm.
I like that. I like that. Finally, the white man is with us. The white man has joined the side of the moles. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's happening,
What's up,
Pimp?
Nothing much. I just wanted to give my top 5.
What's your top 5, man?
My top 5 is similar to yours, though, actually. I have, in this order, number 5, Kane. 4 is Nas. 3 is Biggie. 2 is Pac. And 1 is Rakim.
Interesting.
I could fuck with that. I could smoke a bag of that. I appreciate the call, big homie.
If
good
you
looking.
can fuck with his order, it's all good.
Hey, man, I'm right with you, Pimp. The phone lines are open. Thank you, brother. The phone lines are open. Welcome to the ZOWHAT Morning Show. Who's your top 5 greatest of all times? Caller?
What does that mean?
That's you. What's up?
Yo, man, that's a hard question. What's going on, Zoe?
What's happening, Pimp?
Everybody in the room?
What's cracking, bro?
What's up?
What's happening?
Oh, shit, man. That's a hard question because for me, it comes down to what are you talking about? Because there's a lot of different areas. Now, if you ask me who's the rapper ever in the history of rap, I have to say Royce the 5'9".
Ooh.
I've never heard anybody ever spit like that with that degree. When you hear
That
him,
motherfucker's
you
amazing.
understand where Eminem came from.
Definitely.
That motherfucker is amazing. You're not going to get no argument out of me.
My lips are shut.
Royce is a
amazing.
cold
Yeah.
motherfucker, boy.
And
Absolutely.
then, and then I'm going to give another name. Now, people might say it's crazy, But I want you to go through the discography and really listen. Now, another boy is a West Coast boy, is your boy Crooked Eye.
Crooked Eye, ignorant as hell, too.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy. I even have to throw Joe Budden in there when I really have to analyze, man. When you listen to him put words together, I don't care if you like him, who he is, what he do, but his ability to rap emotions, words, and conversation down to some love.
No, I will say,
my God,
Joe Budden is dope, though.
He's underrated.
He's very underrated.
I would agree with that.
That motherfucker dope, too.
So then I would like to.
Why did you just say Slaughterhouse? And why did you just call them their collective name?
Because don't let me leave Joel out either. Joel
you can't. You can't. Joel is dope as fuck, too.
Right, exactly. So when I say names like this, it's not to discredit LL because, man, LL was my dude growing up. You understand what I'm saying? That was that nigga. He didn't cuss. He was harder than a motherfucker.
He really wasn't hard.
What I'm saying? And he had the hoes.
You know what LL has? He has infectious energy.
Energy, yeah. You did?
Them lyrics was not hard, my nigga.
But he said them like they was.
He said them like they was the hardest shit ever.
Yeah.
Oh, English, fill my mind. No, nigga. Nah. And I came up with a funky ride. No.
Hilarious.
Hey, nah, man, we appreciate that, man. We got to move, man, but you named some great ones, man. Thank you, bro. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Who's your top 5? Caller. Can't call us from a payphone anymore. Okay, cool. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Who's your top 5?
I go by Neo. My top 5 is KRS-One, Jay-Z, Andre 3000, Kendrick, and Ice Cube.
Yeah. I don't know how Jay-Z got in there amongst all of that.
All the rest amongst the
Titans. Damn, you named some Titans and then Jay-Z. Like, whoa, okay. Nah, but
I appreciate Jay-Z's lyrical content.
Yeah. No, Jay-Z's a bad motherfucker too, but
top 5?
Top 5?
I got a question though. What's the difference between a Jew and a white man?
Oh, what is this, riddle time? Okay. Ask the question again.
No, it's not a riddle time. Your man, he explained how Jews ran one that promoted artists, and then a white man promoted other artists with their companies. And
I don't really think there is a difference.
There isn't a difference, but they have separated themselves from the rest of the world. It was rhetorical,
right? I was like, because that's what I was like. Is this riddle time? It was but yes, I don't think there is a difference. But I appreciate the question anyway. Good looking, pimp.
I know.
Boy, we got some Jeopardy watchers calling into this motherfucker.
They're giving you the answers, though, and asking you to come up with a question.
This shit was amazing.
What is
323-230-40? Wait, 323-230-4445. Call us right now with your top 5. Is LL number 1 to you? You got to tell us why LL is number 1 before I go to the callers. Why is LL number 1 to you?
Give me one song that you would say that would throw him up there.
Jack the Ripper is a great song for a while. But, it's all good.
You see, we had this argument.
You already knew you was going to laugh at it.
Jack the Ripper
it's all good,
was garbage.
So if you go back using Kumo D and you look at the report card, LL is basically at the highest echelon of all those criteria as far as being a rapper.
Oh, you talking about his report
lyrical
card?
content?
That was in the How You Like Me Now album.
Oh yeah. Because you remember he Mo D on the How You Like Me Now album
had a report
graded
card.
All of the MCs that were out. He gave them A's and B's, and I don't know if anybody had an A. I don't know.
There were a few. I thought LL had like the 3rd highest, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Mo appreciates L.
Yeah, I know he doesn't like him. But
no, he did. No, they good.
They had a good battle. Good.
I don't want to reveal anything.
I've had
because I talk to Mo regularly.
Yeah, I've had.
But they talk.
Yeah,
they've talked.
All right.
I
know.
They've kind of
reconciled.
They've kind of
mended the bridge.
I don't really want to talk about what may or may not be cracking, but they good.
No, I just think the combination of stories, lyrics, evolution, being ahead of the curve, having a lot of different things that he did first that he doesn't get credit for, and his longevity, his subject matter, being able to release multiple singles on albums.
I was with you back in the day. I met Mo D in 97. I was A&R. And the homie calls me and goes, "Hey, man, you've got to listen to this demo from Kool Mo D." He's at another label. He's like, "Yo, this nigga is
of course
fucking incredible." And I go, that nigga?
Right.
That's what you tripping. Old is still dope? Yes.
Of course he is.
You gotta listen to this shit, bro. I got a carrier. Remember back in the days we had to carry. I got a carrier bringing you his cassette with the records on it. I'm with you. I'm with L. I'm like, nigga, LL is better than Oldie Locks anyway. No. When I first met Mo, I was coming for Mo's neck. I was like, you old. You dusty. L killed you. And he was like, this is what he said. Sounds like an unenlightened West Coast mind. What, nigga?
Right.
Sounds like...
That's how he talks.
A nigga outside of the know. I was like, what? This nigga's crazy. But before I listened to it, he said this. He was like, look. He was like, check this out. Go back, because you're an adult now. When you loved LL, you were a kid. He said, go back and listen objectively to the lyrics of every battle record from L. I said, all right, I'm going to do that. I go back. He says, start with Milky. Jack the Rapper. I go back and I listen to that shit. And I'm a man now. I'm listening. I was like, this shit is whack. Breaking necks while I flex my sex appeal. Homeboys in the house. Come on. Homegirls in the house. Give it up. What the fuck is this?
Nigga, you was a kid.
But as a kid, I was like, whoa.
The energy of it.
The energy. He was like, you niggas is enamored by energy. Yep. You're not listening to lyricism.
When that shit came on K-Day, you was banging, nigga.
But then he was like, now go back. Because he said battle is about lyrics. It makes you listen differently. He said this is why Nas destroyed Jay. Because Jay's thinking... because I'm balling, right, that makes me a better battler. Right. No, balling ain't got shit to do with battle. So this motherfucker attacks Nas. Ask Nas, he don't want to woodhold. No, what?
No, he does. And
yes, he does.
And he did.
In fact, he does want to.
And he did.
And he did.
So the motherfucker came out and with the ether, and now people are listening different. It's not like, oh, I'm listening to dance. So Jay's perspective is, I made a better record. You didn't make a better battle record.
No, he didn't make a better record.
Niggas is not listening to battle to Pop Lock and Centipede and Boogie and Do the What. Niggas is not listening to battle records for that.
Centipede.
We listening to hear what you about to say.
Right. That's why No Vaseline was so powerful.
So when I went back and listened to the record, because Mo's a strategist. This is the nigga who started battle.
Busy
he
bee.
was the first nigga to say, I'm finna talk about your shoes.
Your whack
I'm
ass
finna talk about you, motherfucker. I'm not talking about your routine. I'm talking about you. He was the first dude to do that. So he set LL up, and I think it was unfair. I told Mo D he was a bully for this. I said, Mo, you 24. What is he? 16, 18? Mm-hmm. You in college, motherfucker.
Okay.
After college.
Right. And I'm like, come on. You could have pulled LL. I done had this conversation with Mo. But you go back and you listen. Mo set him up with How You Like Me Now.
Mm-hmm. With the Kango under the Jeep.
Yep. With the Kango under the Jeep.
Under the tire.
L comes back with Jack the Ripper, which is the B-side of Bring the Noise for the, what movie was that? Less Than Zero.
Less Than Zero soundtrack.
So I'm listening to it. I was like, oh, L has returned.
Well, going back to Cali was Less Than Zero.
Right. That's what it was.
Back to Cali, yeah.
So, nigga, I listened to that fucking Milky shit, and as a kid, I'm like, oh my God, he destroyed this nigga. But then Mo responds with Let's Go.
Which is a better record. I agree.
Let's Go destroys
this nigga
L. And then we don't hear from L for 3 years. Mm-hmm. He comes back 3 years later. That's like getting knocked out in the ring and then coming back and go, hey, let's get this fight going again. You just got knocked out. So he comes back 3 years later with To the Break of Dawn, where he disses Ice-T, Hammer, and Mo.
Yep.
So niggas is like, oh, L dissed him again. So it was like one of the forever battles. But you got knocked.
Which is great.
Come on, man. We get caught up on the energy side of the game, and the lyrics get, like, lost. So we can't put L in front of Mo.
Well, we can agree to disagree. So it's all good. It's all good.
I know. L's a better artist. I'll give you that. Mm-hmm. More longevity, more platinum plaques, more success. And I would say L is a bigger star. You get what I'm saying? L was the star of the 80s.
Right. And 90s and now. It's all the way through.
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TV?
Now? He
can still tour.
TV?
He still tours. He still tours and delivers an amazing show. Which is part of MCing last time I checked.
I'll crush you like a jelly bean. Jelly bean.
Victorious.
Eat Cool J cookies. Oh, stop.
First of all, listen,
callers, you're on the line.
That lyric was good. What are you talking
about? At the time, man.
At the time, Cool J cookies was hitting, nigga. Come on, nigga.
Classic Halloween rhymes. I'll crush you like a jelly bean.
But the difference is, and the interesting thing about it is, people want to, they always like point to these type of things with LL and don't put into context what was going on in rap at the time. And, I think that's interesting because the fact that we know the rhymes mean they meant something to us.
Oh, they meant a lot to me. Yeah. I was a kid. I fucking loved LL.
So what I'm saying is,
LL was like a doper run.
Of course. But if we look at the progression, we're judging things in a vacuum of like, oh, well, these lyrics were whack because of whatever, but then we're not also adjusting for the evolution of the music. Like the production on the radio album is different from the production on Mama Said Knock You Out. It's not that one is better or worse. It's just that the technology, the access, the evolution,
right?
All these things changed. And LL's lyrics, just as Kool Moe Dee's, when he was in the Treacherous 3 is not how he was rapping on Funky Wisdom. It's an evolution. It's a growth. It's a development. So
LL had the balls to do a love rap.
Shit. If there's no LL, we don't have Drake.
No doubt.
If there's no LL, we don't get Drake.
And the thing is like, again, I also noticed too, like a lot of people that want to discuss and talk about these type of things, they stop listening to just using LL in this instance. It's the similar discussion. People say, oh, well, I don't like rap anymore. They don't do this or it's not good. And then they're like, and then I'll say, oh, have you listened to Vince Staples or have you listened to whoever? And they're like, oh, I never heard of him. Well, then you're not listening to
You're
rap.
not really listening.
So like you can't criticize the music and where it is now if you're not listening to it now. So it's like if you, for whatever reason, discredited or dismissed LL after 1991 and didn't listen to his career after that, that doesn't mean he didn't make good records. You didn't like him. Or
one final thing from the Mo LL battle.
Yes.
Mo revealed to me his favorite record from L.
Which is?
He said if L responded to Let's Go with this record, we would have been in a fight. It's on the Walking with the Panther album.
Which is a very underrated album, by the way.
Go listen to the record Nitro.
That beat is incredible.
And the rhyme pattern and scheme.
Speaking of rhyme patterns.
To me, that's L's illest lyrical output.
Speaking of rhyme patterns, who gets credit for the internal rhymes, though?
Who gets credit for the internal rhyme?
The internal rhyme pattern scheme.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Most people reference Rakim for this type of thing, where he rhymed internally. It wasn't an A-B rhyme.
Right.
It was A, C, C.
Right.
Yeah. But
Well,
LL
that's
had
because
done that first on record.
Well,
or before Rakim at least.
But I don't. Well, the first to get it to record, I guess, is what you're saying. But that doesn't mean he was the first to do it.
Agreed. But what I'm also saying is that when you do it on record, and by the time that Rakim was coming out, he was revered for that and obviously did a great job with it. But then people disregard the fact that LL had done it first or before Rakim at the minimum. So it's like, if you're going to hold Rakim in this esteem for creating this internal rhyme scheme, but LL had done it earlier.
First off, LL could not fuck with Rakim in any way, shape, or form.
I agree with that one.
Let's just stop. You're right now. Oh yeah. Right now, your train is riding over a bridge.
I'm just talking about. I'm just talking
right
about
now.
that specific thing. People can say what they want to say, man.
Rakim said he patterned
just called in and said different things.
Rakim said he patterned his flow after learning to play saxophone.
Right, jazz.
Yeah. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that.
Listen, man, the lyricism that rock can you even, does L even stand a chance lyrically against Rakim?
As a lyricist, yeah. But
LL against Rakim stands a chance.
Phone lines, who's your greatest MC? Get here now, 323-230-4445. This shit is off the rails. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
Peace. I'm on the line.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
I called twice, man. I was on the phone the whole time, man. Somebody kept hanging up for me, man. But
you know why? You know why you kept getting hung up on?
Why?
Because we don't like you. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, brother.
All right.
Nah, it's all good.
That's cool. Nah, what I was going to say now, I heard him say Heavy D wasn't this shit. I'm from the East Coast, so I remember when Heavy D came out. Heavy D came out with Kid and Play, that era, Salt and Pepper, Love Bug, Starsky, whatever. Heavy D had major hits, man.
He did.
Let me say, he had, to tell you the truth, Heavy D had kind of more hits than LL. And I ain't trying to say, we know LL is big, but he had kind of more hits than LL. He had a
Keep going, brother. Keep going.
He had a bunch of big time songs. Man, Cat, me and you we spoke before. Well, I'm the Morris brother, the Aboriginal.
Oh, what's that? What's up, dog?
Hey, man, I love Heavy D. You're not going to get no argument out of me.
I'm from the East Coast also.
You're not going to get no arguments out of me. Look, Heavy D and L, they both had hits, man.
Look, I remember the message, all that. I remember all that coming out of the East Coast. But what he was saying about the secret meeting that changed hip hop, one thing you left out, it said that they were trying to criminalize rap. These big record executives. Now what they was going to do was investing in private prisons. You left that part out. It wasn't just the fact that they were trying to push the fact of the violence. They were trying to push private prisons. Now, even if you go down, when you deal with that, you start understanding, like, why would Rockefeller fund Jay-Z? When they got in New York, they got a Rockefeller drug lord that was giving jokers 1 to 10, 2 to 10. Why would they fund a known drug dealer?
Wow. That's a good point.
So wait, the Rockefeller family funded Jay-Z?
You listen, bro. There's no one using Rockefeller name. I don't care if you spell it with an F. They got their name trademarked. I don't care if you spell Rockefeller with an F. Ain't no.
So let me ask you this, bro, because you're bringing up some good points. Do you think Jay-Z is a part of the Illuminati?
Of course, yes. Ain't nobody getting to no $500 million unless they want you to get there. Of course.
I ain't mad at this man right now. I'm not mad at this man right now. I can't prove anything he's talking about, but I ain't mad at him.
Is this Octathonis one?
Ain't nobody. Yeah, Octathonis one.
What's up, what? What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, Kev? How you been, bro?
Good, brother.
I'm not mad at you.
I'm gonna hit you up, Kev. But yeah, man, listen, you gotta understand, bro. Ain't nobody getting to no 500 million without these people allowing you to do that. I know we sit here and we think that, oh man, you can do anything in America. That's bullshit. You can't do anything. If they wanted to shut Jay-Z down a long time ago, they would shut him up like they shut everybody else up. He would have been locked up, but they felt like they can use him for something. You understand? And that's why he cut a lot of his boys off in that process. But yeah, in the secret hip hop, I believe all that shit because I can't. And I remember conscious rap. I remember X-Clan,
yeah.
Public Enemy. Everything coming out of the East was basically conscious.
Yep. Poor Righteous Teachers.
Oh my God! Thank you.
Brand Nubian.
Poor Righteous Teachers.
Bro.
God damn.
You have, but look, check it out, right? Everything, even Jay-Z and Jazzo. When Jay-Z and Jazzo come out,
Jazzo, that's my guy, man.
Yeah, they was on some conscious shit. Well, and then, now, but I'm not gonna lie.
But if you listen to the originators,
but
Jay-Z is not on consciousness. If you listen to the originators, he's not.
Not then.
No,
not then.
Not
hey, but
Jazz is.
But caller,
Jazz is.
Caller.
But Jay-Z is not.
You made some great points, man. We got to keep it pushing. We got a lot of callers.
I got to say one more thing.
God damn it, caller.
He didn't mention King T. King T
I did.
was one of my favorites.
No, King T.
I mentioned King T.
He mentioned King T.
He was one of my. He was one of my favorite East Coast rappers.
King T is not East Coast. He's West Coast.
He's from Compton.
He's from Compton.
I'm sorry, West Coast.
All right, bro. Hey, man, we got to keep it pushing, pimp. We got to keep it pushing. Thanks for the call, man.
All right, big dog.
All right, Kev. Get up. Peace,
sure.
brother.
Wow. Niggas don't know Tila? I know Tila.
Gangsta Tila.
King T, man.
Gangsta.
Wow. I feel like playing Modi's new record with him and Earth, Wind, and Fire. I feel like
Is he still he's in Atlanta now? Still? Or
yeah.
no?
Yeah.
Has someone heard it?
No, I don't know. I don't know. He hasn't. I feel like playing it.
He hasn't.
I feel like holding it over his head. I want to hear from everybody, man. We talking about the birth of gangsta rap. It's probably the number one influential aspect of hip hop music. And is it just an outlet to talk about the dysfunction in our community? Or now is it a way to... I see gangster rap as the same as making it to the league, going to the NBA. Like, it's a way to get the fuck up out of here.
Seriously.
Because, now you see so-called gangster rappers who ain't really did no dirt.
Nope.
And they just creating stories.
Like Future talk about doing drugs. He don't do drugs.
Do you see what I mean? Like, man, this shit's crazy. Callers, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Welcome to the ZOWHAT Morning Show.
Hey.
Boost Mobile. Caller, you're on the line. Welcome. Caller?
Yep. Yes, hello?
Yes, hello.
Hey, hi, no, yes, hello, my bad. Sorry, my name is Gilmer from Brooklyn, but the dude who was talking, man, you're trying to say a lot of deep things, but you're really not hitting. You said that LL could challenge, Rakim? I mean, I don't know where you got that from, but LL was probably one of the more overrated stars of all time. I mean, the top guys back then were Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, and even if you look at the Juice Crew, you can say Coogee Rap, who no one mentions, but yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Jeez, Coogee Rap was a monster. But
I mean, you got.
But let me just say, let me just stop you 1 second.
I'm sorry.
You can't say LL was overrated. You just can't.
Nah, he wasn't.
He was too. He was just too fucking good to say he was overrated.
I go watch Crush Groove, nigga.
I take that back. No.
Right.
LL was a pioneer. I take that back.
Right, you can't say that.
In terms of lyricism, which, look, let's be honest, they were moving away from at the time, or they're trying to move away from at the time. I mean, LL didn't have it. He was just a good face. And I'll be really quick. I just want to say, with the guy who said that white people always push the conscious rap or whatever, I mean, that's a bold-faced lie. Just because you own the business doesn't mean you're not there trying to make a profit. I mean, what's this guy's name from Brand Nubian? Roger Marks spoke about this. He said that Leo Cohen was involved in breaking up a lot of groups back then who were speaking on the conscious tip. And they were trying to move it, like, especially when Gangsta Rap actually starting to turn conscious, like with Gorillas in the Mist and all those guys. And when Ice Cube was rolling with Khalil Muhammad, Ice Cube was actually pressured to stop dealing with Khalil Muhammad because Khalil Muhammad's message was strong, but it was strong on, the so-called black tip, and they didn't want that on a bigger level. And that's why Khalil Muhammad, go back to that speech he got. It's on YouTube, where he talks about how Ice Cube kind of moved away from him because he was scared and other stuff. So when that happened, then they moved into the shiny suit rap. And nowadays you get it now with the whole mumble rap. You said that mumble rap came from Gangsta Rap. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I have nieces and nephews. I have family who are a lot younger than me, and a lot of those people don't even know. They don't even listen to music like that or the new music. A lot of these young kids you see out here, they're not really. They're trying to promote and push something, and it's very unnatural because a lot of people are like, this is not even good music. So I don't know where. I would say mumble rap is more so of social engineering, the whole Hegelian dialectic thing, which I believe in or believe is existing. But mumble rap has nothing to do with the so-called culture. And let's be honest, we don't own rap culture. I don't even call rap a culture in itself, but we don't own it. We don't own the art. Look at the people who are in the executive seats. We're not there. We can't control the music. We're just the face to kind of give it a stamp of approval, so people will say it's quote unquote good or whatnot. So yeah, I mean, rap is in dire straits. That's why you guys mentioned Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. I mean, those are the only two so-called conscious guys, and Kendrick Lamar's fake conscious.
Vince Staples.
Come on, damn it,
dope, man.
Kendrick Lamar is very overrated.
Have you listened to Vince Staples?
Everybody starts talking about. Very.
Have you listened to Vince Staples?
His two albums, Good Kid, Mad City, was a nice, what would you call it, like a story type of album. Section 80 I thought was good, but I think To Pimp a Butterfly was like this fake, wannabe jazzy.
What? Okay. All right, now you got to go. Now you're doing good, and then you drove off a cliff.
Kev, am I lying?
Let me tell you how you're lying.
Okay.
See, because you sound like a fan. Right? And that's fine. You get to be a fan. You get to like what you like. Right? There's no... I'm not going to besmirch your name because...
You want me to give you my top 5 to give you some color on where I'm coming from?
Yes, give me some color. I might need some.
My top 5 is a little... I won't say weird, but it's out there. So my top 5, my favorite rapper of all time is Nas. That's number 1.
Nas is amazing. Right? Nas is...
I don't know if you guys ever heard of him, MF Doom.
Oh, yeah, of course.
One of my top rappers.
Styles
P. I know this is weird, but Styles P got me through college with Ghost in the Shell, the mixtapes. Like, I think he's one of the most underrated lyricists. DMX's reign. I mean, it was short.
DMX was a monster.
He was.
And he wasn't the most lyrical, but you felt everything he was saying, like slipping, I'm falling, can't like that's.
But he might not be the most lyrical, but he's damn sure one of the most original.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I felt him more than Tupac because it felt more genuine when he spoke. And I'm not getting on Tupac. I think Tupac is a legend. Don't get me wrong, but when DMX spoke, like slipping and all, like you just you felt a certain way. And then my last one. This might be out there, but Ghostface Killer, man. I think he's
Ghostface.
He's incredible.
Ghostface Killer is like, you listen to rap off like acid and like he just like on meth, like he just paints pictures that is just like
Wolverine carnation milk.
So.
All right. I appreciate your list, man. Thank you so much for calling.
All right, man. Peace, y'all.
All right. I just want to be nice to everyone else. Please don't be as long-winded as he is.
Somebody just said in the chat, Rakim was not that lyrical. You see that, Zoe?
I saw that, and I tried not to read it. I didn't want to give him any love.
That unconscious nigga there?
First off, name a lyrical explosion on wax more profound than 2 Rakim records.
Right.
And I'm going to give these names. Follow the Leader and Lyrics of Fury.
Microphone Fiend.
No. Those two records.
They're phenomenal.
Lyrics of Fury and Follow the Leader.
No doubt.
This is why nobody gonna come out publicly back then when Rakim was where he was at. Nobody came out publicly like, look, what's happening, nigga? Let's battle.
They knew.
They didn't want no parts of that. Oh, Jesus. Callers, you're on the line right now. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it. Caller.
Or not.
No, we got him. I see the lights. She just, yo, what's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
What's the word, man?
Just wanted to put my 2 cents in on that top 5. That's all.
I was about to say, nigga, you calling like we on the phone together. Like, act like you calling into a radio. Hey, what's happening?
What y'all got going right now?
What you doing?
Yo, man, what time?
You finna go down the street? You finna go down the block and get something to eat?
Yo, man, they got a sale on them ribs.
Yeah.
Oh, he said on them ribs.
You see that barbecue?
Baby Ray's.
Yeah, Sweet Baby Ray's got the new sauce.
Got the new sauce.
What the fuck? What's up, bro? Talk to us.
I'm still right here, baby. All right, check it out. No particular order, but Rakim, Guru.
Ooh,
Guru.
I'm not mad at that.
Can't be mad at Guru.
Yeah.
Jizza,
The Jizza.
Black Thought,
Yes.
J Electronica.
J Electronica. That motherfucker dope as fuck.
That's how far.
He's amazing.
That's
Hey,
like,
what-
people I could pop in, and I just will never get tired of, listening to them guys. You know what I mean?
I want to hear about some young lyricists.
Today?
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate the call. Thank you, man.
I want to ask Soren, what do you think of Vic Mensa?
I mean, I like him, but I think he gets, in my opinion, more acclaim, I guess is the way, or more attention than he deserves, in my opinion.
Yep, I do. I think so too.
I mean, he's good, but I put my chips in the table for Vince Staples. He's phenomenal.
Yeah,
Hey.
Vince Staples is dope.
My daughter put me on to Joyner Lucas.
Dude, I told you about that months ago.
That boy right
Kill
there.
the Panda is we fucked up a designer song.
Hey, I love Big Crit too. I even like Kodak Black.
A couple of songs from Kodak I like.
Hey, man, it's a few youngsters out there, man, that are doing it. A lot of people be like, oh, man, you guys are y'all just like the old niggas.
Nah.
Let me just say, Michael Jackson is an old nigga.
Yeah.
But he was great, fuckers. If you don't have an equivalent to Michael Jackson
Yes.
right now, why the fuck not still you would be, well, there's a benchmark here. I'm gonna keep fucking with the benchmark until.
And I think so.
What?
And I think so. That's one of the issues that I've always had when people did say that LL, like you were saying, people can't say LL's whack or he wasn't popular or he wasn't influential.
Cannot say none of that.
Not factually. And that's the issue. When people, just because I like LL, you like somebody else. Like, that's your opinion. But
Right.
the bottom line is when this has happened to me, for more than a decade, you can't then turn it to LL's whack. He wasn't good. He didn't have any good records. He wasn't important.
Right, you can't say any of that
because that's
shit.
all factually inaccurate.
Right.
We're arguing opinion, and I can point to certain things. You can point to certain things, but you can't
But see, here's the problem. Here's the problem when calibrating who's the greatest.
Right.
Everybody throws in record sales.
I didn't.
But I'm just saying, for the most part, that's what people do.
Oh, that's when dudes
well,
was
he
saying-
sold more
Yeah.
records.
Well, that's
that
irrelevant.
means
That's irrelevant.
he's better. No.
Because Vanilla Ice be better than almost everybody.
Oh my
Then
God. Yep.
right, if you make
Vanilla
that
Ice would be better than almost. And Hammer would be better.
Hammer
Hammer would be the greatest.
Yeah, one of them.
If you gonna say record sales, then you got to put Hammer at the top.
And Vanilla Ice.
Hammer and Vanilla Ice, them two.
Two of the greatest. Two of the greatest.
If we're doing record sales,
If that's the game we're playing.
you see what I'm
Hammer,
saying?
Aries.
So again, when you come back and you look at just lyrics, now I'm gonna say this: L's body of work is one of the most solid and one of the most dominant runs,
No doubt.
in hip hop history.
The Jingling Baby.
Shit, you
That was
can't
my
argue
shit.
that.
Both versions.
That was my
Jesus,
Both versions.
Jesus. Immortal Technique is a dope ass MC.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Immortal Technique is off the chain.
Immortal Technique, man.
God.
Fuck.
He had a line where he said, "I'll bring fire to an orphanage just to bring heat to you bastards." That was an ill ass line, nigga.
Yeah, for maybe 10 years ago.
Fire to an orphanage to bring heat to you bastards. You tripping, nigga.
No. That's a dope ass line. I'm just fucking around. Where do you put Lil Wayne? Lil Wayne has a quality.
He does.
Yeah,
he got
Lil
good
Wayne,
punchlines. He's great punchlines.
And see, this is the other thing I think is important, which is why I referenced Kumo D's own report card. When I try to evaluate this stuff, I'm looking at it from the overall perspective of who the artist is. And like a lot of artists, I think, just using one barometer in that report card is longevity.
Right.
Live performance, all these different things. Like, you know, a lot of dudes, oh, he's great, he's this or that. But like, you know, going to watch a show and the dude is holding a cup of lean and he basically stands somewhere for 10 minutes and doesn't move, like that's not entertaining.
Yeah, that's
right.
And that to me is part of why I believe LL is one of the best. If not that he is the best, because his stage show still. But what I'm saying is, but Zoe, what I'm saying is, if you look at the parameters and you look at the grand picture of all of this, you know.
No, LL's performance was dope.
Still is.
But it was a bit robotic.
Amen. Amen.
You know who had a dope ass stage show?
Public Enemy.
Public Enemy. Run DMC.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Them motherfuckers shut shit down.
Dude, I saw Run DMC open for Naughty by Nature, and they were incredible. That was probably 93.
That shit was nuts.
Opening for Naughty by Nature.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't like Drake, or I don't really listen to Lil Wayne, but right above it is one of my best favorite songs by them niggas.
I was about to say, where do you put Drake? We talk about longevity.
Yeah, Drake is killing again.
Without auto-tune, though.
Well, I don't know if Drake is an auto-tune.
He doesn't get down with it like that.
Where do you put Snoop? Fuck. We talking longevity.
No doubt. Was it 93?
We talking longevity.
Snoop, 92.
Originality.
Influence.
His voice.
Different type of songs, changing with what's going on with the music, evolving.
Hey, somebody just said the Beastie Boys had a real dope ass show. But I hated the Beastie Boys.
You hated Paul Revere?
I just hate white people in rap.
Yeah, I've noticed so. No, but I don't think I saw the Beastie Boys perform ever. I don't think I ever did.
It just bothers me.
You didn't like Paul Revere?
Of course he liked that.
I love the beat. I didn't like the Beastie Boys at all.
And DMC co-wrote that song, by the way.
Oh, word?
I didn't like the Beastie Boys at all. They just sounded like drunkards. You know what I'm saying? It just sounded like drunk white boys over hip hop beats. And I was like, this is bull. Get this.
Paul Revere killed it, though.
But
that album, though, is crazy. Licensing.
That was one of the most influential albums in hip hop history.
And they sampled Schoolie D, who I talk about on the History of Gangsta Rap book.
I just couldn't fuck with it.
Hey, man.
Let me see. Did they have a record that I liked?
You mean an album or a song?
Just a song. I like Paul Revere, the beat. That's the one that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God.
I mean, I love the beat. Yeah. I fuck with that. But, yeah. Okay. Enough of them. Callers, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it. Your top five.
Yo, my top five. I don't think you want to hear my top five, but
let's hear it.
Mumble Rap.
Top five mumble rappers. Let's go.
No. Mumble Rap was born on May 2nd, 2007, when Soulja Boy released "Crank That." That's when Mumble Rap was born. And that's when ringtone rap took over. And when you could start saying shit that you didn't do and talk about shit that you didn't live, when that became okay.
No, that's been going on since the beginning of rap.
Since the beginning.
Since rap started. That's been going
but
on.
there was a change.
Hey, look, you gotta
where You had to at least portray that you were living that shit.
Nah, that's never been
Then all of a sudden, it didn't matter anymore. And that was the birth of what we got going on right now.
Got it. Well, I appreciate your perspective, your opinion. Thank you so much for reaching out. Caller. No, we're going to move on.
Keep it pushing.
We have to pick our battles. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Keep it pushing.
Yo.
What up?
Yo, it's D-Nice calling from Chicago.
D-Nice from Chicago. D-Nice. What's up, man?
Yo, I just want to comment on your topic. This shit is right up my alley. And I think y'all tripping on the Jay-Z thing. Like, Jay-Z, he took rap to another level. His lyrical ability on Reasonable Doubt and Volume 1 is impeccable. But just to speaking to your guest, Heavy D is responsible for the persona of Biggie. On that first album, Ready to Die, that Big Papa persona, that was Heavy D. He influenced him to do that. He worked with him on that whole album. He went back with Puffy from the Uptown days, and he helped develop Biggie as an artist. So to say that Heavy D, didn't have a cultural impact is insane. What about the song I'll Be Sure, Want Somebody to Love Me for Me? That was huge.
That shit was a monster. That shit was amazing. That whole album, Teddy Riley, that shit was nuts, man.
Yeah, that went into the New Jack Swing era. Teddy Riley, he spanned a whole lot of different artists when he broke out with the New Jack Swing. It wasn't just R&B. It was pop. It was hip-hop. It was all types of shit. But my top 5 goes like this. Tupac had the greatest impact, the most lasting impact of any artist in hip-hop history.
I can't argue.
He's the most revered. I mean, rap is more subjective than anything because there's no statistics to back it. It's all subjectivity and who's your favorites. So I go with Pac. I go with Rakim. I go with Scarface, Jay-Z, and my fifth guy is going to be, a guy who's been lyrically underrated, and he's a Chicago guy, Twista. Was one of the most lyrical guys that you could ever come across.
Yeah,
but you sometimes you have to scramble the music, but he spits high fire, and he's been doing this shit.
He's incredible.
Twista was dope. Yeah, Twista was dope, hands down. No argument on Twista. No argument on Twista.
But the thing is, another thing I want to add is like,
well, goddamn it, we at the end of the show. You want to add 15 things? I hear a lot of people talking about Andre 3000, one of the greatest of all time. Period.
How can he be when he has no solo work? He has no work.
Okay. All right.
So now,
he's a great solo artist.
I'm gonna ask you. Let me ask him a question. So does that mean we have to discount Chuck D because Public Enemy wasn't a solo record?
Right.
Chuck D was the front man for that whole movement. That's totally different. I like Mobb Deep over Outkast.
Mobb Deep was a great.
Mobb Deep's incredible.
Prodigy is just as good as 3000, and Havoc, he's better than Big Boy because he's producing all the music.
All right, well, listen, we got to go now. Thank you, bro. Right, see, when you start fucking up, we have to veer away from
Fumbled at the 2-yard line, partner.
First off.
After the first down. You got first down.
First off.
Then he fumbled.
First off, you got to understand something, man. Geminis run hip-hop.
Sign of communication.
The greatest MCs of all time are all Gemini. Andre 3000. I don't want to say this.
Biggie.
Biggie, Tupac, Ice Cube, DOC, Kendrick. They just keep going. Yeah. It's MC Ren, all of them.
Mention Kanye? No.
Kanye gotta throw him in. Fuck. Do we have to? But I'm just saying, like, Geminis run this shit, man. They're the greatest MCs of all time. Lauryn
Hill? Yeah.
Fuck. We dominate this whole thing, my nigga.
Do you dominate the whole
thing? This whole thing, my nigga.
You were just
Geminis own it, my nigga.
Right now, nigga.
Jadakiss is Gemini. I mean,
he is.
We run this bitch.
Just pulling up a gang of Geminis talking about where you run this shit.
I'm just saying, man, like, that motherfucker was dope as fuck, man. You can't. This motherfucker said Andre 3000 ain't dope. Stupid.
Nah, yeah, that's tripping. Yeah, you tripping.
Come on, man. That's cocaine. That's hella cocaine right now.
That's fish scale.
Right?
Fish scale.
This motherfucking trip. Caller, let's get this last one.
From Bone Thugs.
Migos?
Caller, what
that's
up?
What Bone Thugs said.
Caller, you're on the line. What's your name? Where you calling from? What's happening, man?
What's going on, man? I'm calling from San Francisco.
All right, make it quick, man.
Real quick. Top 5. Currency, Conway the Machine, Freddie Gibbs, Davies, and my wild card, Nipsey Hussle, only because I just got up on him like this
I
week.
fuck with Nipsey Hussle. Thank you, man. I appreciate the call. But the other 4 niggas you named, Charles Hayden, Bill Worthington, Alfred Spacey, and Charles Worthington. Fuck did this nigga name? Freddie Gibbs.
Oh shit.
That's on the molecular level.
Howard Wilmington.
Steve Jenkins is dope.
Steve Jenkins. Ben Gibson. The fuck?
Terrible.
Hey, listen, man. You've been listening
Ben Gibson
to the ZOWHAT morning show, man. We don't have all the answers. We just be talking shit, man. That's all, man. It ain't nothing but love, man. We old, so we may not have heard from none of those motherfuckers. And they probably dope as fuck. But let me just say, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I appreciate everybody for sharing their insights and opinion. One more time, man, where can we get this book, man?
Man, make sure you pick up The History of Gangsta Rap. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. And if you like supporting independent retailers, you can look it up on indiebound.com, INDEBOUND, and that shows you where it has it at local bookstores in your area.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Bartholomew Johnson. Ain't nobody ever heard of Bartholomew. That nigga is incredible.
He went hard.
You understand?
spit bars, nigga.
He was hard.
Charles McKibbins. Charlie McKibbins. This motherfucker right
That
here.
one time he held the mic.
This motherfucker Charles McKibbins, my nigga. You ain't heard nobody rap.
McKibbins. Nigga, that's a real nigga, too. We go find that nigga right now.
All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason on the ZOWHAT Show. We